Viewers, the first phase of Chhattisgarh elections takes place tomorrow, but ahead of that, a major political controversy erupted in the state when the BJP released a video of the accused in the Mahadev betting app scam, Shubham Soni, saying he paid 508 crore rupees to the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister, Bhupesh Baghel, to set up his gambling business in Dubai. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate requested an extensive investigation into the illegal betting app syndicate. Earlier, raids on the Mahadev app in Chhattisgarh exposed its illicit operations, resulting in the arrest of its owners under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The Congress party, which is currently at the centre of this controversy, has decided to seek intervention from the Election Commission of India. In fact, it could not get that intervention today. The Congress is raising questions about why the poll panel hasn't taken note of the matter yet. Chief Minister Baghel has called for a probe, alleging maligning of his image. Listen in.
निर्वाचन आयोग को पहले बताना चाहिए कि रायपुर में जब मीटिंग हुई थी ईडी अधिकारी बैठे थे। दूसरी बात यह है कि अभी तक संज्ञान क्यों नहीं लिए? जब इतनी बड़ी बात सारी मीडिया में आ चुका है तो निर्वाचन आयोग को तो स्वयं संज्ञान लेना चाहिए। वैसे हमारे तरफ से कंप्लेन जाएगा। किसी की छवि खराब करने के लिए जिस प्रकार से प्रयास हो रहा है,
कब कंप्लेन करेंगे सर?
होगा आज चल देगा।
Now, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge expressed confidence in the party's prospects in Chhattisgarh, regardless of the actions taken by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
छत्तीसगढ़ में चुनाव हैं, कितनी उम्मीदें हैं? महादेव अपना मामले वहाँ चल रहा है।
देखो, उन्हें कुछ भी करने दो, कांग्रेस जीतने वाली है और उन्होंने हर भगवान को याद करे तो भी कांग्रेस आएगी वहाँ।
जो एलिगेशन लगा रहे हैं 508 करोड़ रुपए लिए, इस तरह मुख्यमंत्री पर आरोप लगा रहे हैं।
अरे ये सबको लगा रहे हैं, वो किसको छोड़े? वो महादेव को भी नहीं छोड़े।
Meanwhile, the BJP continues to target Chief Minister Baghel over the issue. The Minister of State for Information Technology, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, questioned the state government's prolonged investigation into the case and alleged that the 508 crores involved could be seen as a means to prolong the probe.
कांग्रेस का अभी अब तो स्पष्ट है ही कि कांग्रेस का राजनीति झूठ पे एक तरह से उनका कोर झूठ है। उन्होंने कभी उनके पुलिस से कोई रिक्वेस्ट नहीं आया। वो जानते हैं कि 1.5 साल से ये इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं। अभी ऐप में, बेटिंग ऐप में 1.5 साल का इन्वेस्टिगेशन की क्या जरूरत है मुझे नहीं मालूम। ये 5 मिनट का काम है कि आप देखते हैं कि उसमें बेटिंग हो रहा है, उसको 6 मिनट में उसको बंद करना चाहिए। ये 1.5 साल से इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं कि 2 महीने पहले उन्होंने रिक्वेस्ट भेजा। किसको भेजा है? राहुल गांधी को भेजा है कि सोनिया गांधी को भेजा है? और ये 508 करोड़ जो मिला है महादेव ऐप से, 1.5 साल से इन्वेस्टिगेशन को खींचने की एक तरह से फीस मिल गया होगा। क्रिमिनल इलीगल एलिमेंट से वो पैसा लेकर राजनीति कर रहे हैं।
Now, on the sidelines, meanwhile, in a major crackdown on illegal betting activities, the centre has blocked 22 unauthorized betting apps and websites, including, of course, the Mahadev betting app. To talk more on this, I'm joined by my guests tonight. Let me first introduce you to them. Advocate Mahima Singh, spokesperson for the Congress, joins me on the show. Shashank Sharma from the Bharatiya Janata Party joins me. And Lloyd Matthias, technology executive, also joins us tonight. Namaskar, good evening to all of you. First to you, Shashank Sharma. The Congress is saying that this is vendetta politics. A few days ahead of the state assembly elections, the BJP chooses to slam these accusations, to pull the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh into a controversy.
See, Shreya ji, this issue has precipitated just now in national arena. But if you see it in local aspect, the Mahadev app issue is in air since 2021. Even in pan thelas and chai thelas, you can hear people talking about this app and how the high profile personalities, especially the political high profile personalities, are involved with the Mahadev book app is very well known in Bhilai and Durg. We are hearing this issue since 2.5 years. A famous magazine has covered this issue in very detail. So this is not a new issue, though it has precipitated just now in national arena. So it is not a very astonishing element for Chhattisgarhi people. This may be astonishing for the
Okay.
rest of India. So I'm not saying this is a new or all of a sudden it has erupted due to the election and try to defame the political vendetta against the Congress chief ministers. Uh, Let me tell you very frankly, this is very old issue. It is in the air for last 2.5 years. Even children of the local Bhilai and Durg, they know this issue very well. So this is not a political vendetta at all.
Okay. Okay, Mahima Singh, you want to respond to that? The fact that Shashank Sharma says that this is not new, this is just perhaps coming out right now in front of all of us, but this has always been there. And in his words, this is not vendetta politics. The Mahadev betting app is something that even the children of Chhattisgarh know.
Jai Hind, I would start with these lines, Shreya. तुम गिराने में लगे थे तुमने सोचा ही नहीं तुम गिराने में लगे थे तुमने सोचा ही नहीं मैं गिरा तो मसला बनकर खड़ा हो जाऊंगा. So the BJP, somebody may deny, but the BJP has over the last 9 years, put the bar so low in terms of vendetta politics. Now, when they know that they're losing out in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, by all means, whatever they do is not going to work because the public is determined to not let the BJP in the power in the state. So the last resort they had was to play vendetta politics, was to bring out such notorious news that 2 days after when a video of their own union minister's son went viral, and we don't know what has been done about that. So you see, we are living in an era wherein the ruling party can actually go to the extent of the cash is caught in their ministers' homes, the EVMs are caught in their ministers' cars and BJP vehicles and whatnot. They do horse trading to whatever.
I'll come back to you, Mahima. I'm told I'm joined by Mr. T.S. Singh Deo, the Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. Mr. Deo, namaskar, good evening. Thank you very much for talking with us on Mirror Now. We're talking about the Mahadev betting app case here. And the allegations are that the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh himself has received 508 crore rupees in this betting app scam. Your response to that?
Why allegations, ma'am? This is the Prime Minister of the country speaking. This is the Home Minister of the country speaking. They are overseeing the working of these constitutional agencies. Why are they making allegations? There should be straight action if there is something, if there is any tangible proof. Why not take action? This is the worst worst sort of politics that can be played. We've seen Rajiv ji being tarnished this way. His Mr. Clean image, what could be done with that? And we saw the Bofors issue being played out. And 10 to 12 years after his death, posthumously, the Supreme Court says there's not an iota of evidence. We've seen this being played out in the parliament, 1,84,000 crore coal scam. 9.5 years of the BJP government, and we have seen no action being taken. No evidence apparently available. Allegations were made. We heard of the 1,30,000 crore 3G scam. What has come of it in these 9.5 years of NDA governance? So this is the worst kind of, I would like to say, irresponsible politics that could be played in the country If there is any wrong that you are aware of, please take action. These allegations are the worst kind of politics that could be played.
Mr. Deo, the Chief Minister and the Chhattisgarh government is willing to be open to any sort of probe that might come along with these allegations by the Enforcement Directorate if the probe does happen?
Why not? Why should anybody in the country not be open to an inquiry? Everybody is open to an inquiry. But the worst sort of politics is this politics of allegations. Even the ED in its press note states that this is a matter that is to be inquired into. And you have portrayed the issue as if you have every proof. So this is the worst kind of politics. Worst kind of politics can be.
Okay, there seems to be a network issue there. All right, we have Mr. Deo back. Are you able to hear me, Mr. Deo?
Ji, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, Mr. Deo, yes, we can hear you. You've also said that the Enforcement Directorate's only motive is to defame the opposition. The Enforcement Directorate and the government obviously say that they're just doing their job in tracking what seems to be like an betting app scam, which was allegedly running out of Chhattisgarh.
I thought it was running out of Dubai, ma'am. There may be people from Chhattisgarh involved.
With links to Chhattisgarh. With links to Chhattisgarh, Mr. Deo.
Those individuals may have been born in Chhattisgarh, ma'am. But the whole organization, I am told, is based in Dubai. And as many names as you could count from various corners of the country are involved. But why has the ED chosen to take action just prior to the first round of electioneering, or voting in fact, in Chhattisgarh? Why have they chosen to take the name of the Chief Minister 4 days before the polling of the first round?
Okay. So, as you say, the Chhattisgarh government and the Chief Minister will be willing to cooperate in the probe if and when it does happen. But aside from this, Mr. Deo, the election is set to take place tomorrow, the first phase. And I was told that you have been meeting people, you have been going around, walking on the streets of Chhattisgarh ahead of the elections. What has been the response? How do you see this really panning out tomorrow?
We should be getting 14 or 16 seats out of the 20 that are going to the polls. That is my estimation. And I hope I'm not wrong.
Okay. We'll leave it there, Mr. Deo. Thank you very much for speaking with Mirror Now at a very busy time that you are going through ahead of the elections. Thank you very much, Mr. T.S. Singh Deo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, let me get back to my panelists tonight. Shashank Sharma, you heard the Chhattisgarh Deputy Chief Minister there, Mr. Deo, completely rejecting these allegations made by the BJP and saying that, why is it that the BJP chose this time, just a few days ahead of the elections, to accuse the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister of any wrongdoing? Why couldn't, if the betting app was already there, the scam was already there, why didn't you talk about it earlier?
Shreya ji, probe was going on since 6 months, 8 months. I told you earlier also, you might have seen the sting operation of Superintendent of Police of Durg district. He is saying that they have arrested more than 200 people related to this Mahadev book app. So this case is not new. But the problem is that when a person carrying a cash of more than 5 crore rupees was trapped by the ED, it is a kind of election for the election funding. That's why this case has erupted just before the election. And the video that was released by the Shubham Soni, he has asked central government to help him because he is meshed up with the political game involved in this whole episode. So this issue has erupted just because before the election, for election funding, 5 crore rupees and all including 15 crore rupees has been seized from a person who is handling the Mahadev Book app. So this is not something very unusual.
Okay, Mahima Singh, you want to respond to that? In fact, you were, speaking about this whole app scam and the allegations before we went to speak with Mr. Deo. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying that here's a government, Shreya, that has actually brought the bar so low. They're so desperate to cling to power that they will politicize the bureaucracy of this country. They will politicize the army of this country. They want to politicize every possible thing in the system and out of the system as well, to be able to cling to power, because now the reality is right in front of their eyes. They're very much aware that the people of Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan are going to actually do away with BJP and with a big margin. Let me just remind you and the viewers, Shreya, of the Dani Data app. You would remember this Dani Data app in Gujarat and UP was being operated under the watch of the police. The BJP government rules both the states. And there is double engine, in fact, even in triple engine sarkar at some places. But there was a Chinese individual who was duping Indian people of their hard-earned money, crores and crores of money. Yet, what action has been taken, we don't know. Yet, whether the questions have been asked of police or not, we don't know. You see, this is a government that levies tax on cryptocurrency. They levy taxes on cryptocurrency without legalizing it. So this is a confused government, Shreya, and on top of that, it is an insecure government. That insecurity multiplied with confusion is leading to so much desperation that they are willing to actually mislead the public, and in that desperate attempt, they are taking vendetta politics also to another level only. I think it's beyond the levels of apprehension and presumption on this day in this age. I think the BJP must
Shashank
awaken
Sharma,
their
you want to
conscience.
respond to that?
If
Are
at
you a
all.
confused government who only does vendetta politics?
Confused and desperate.
You're asking to whom?
To you, Mr. Sharma.
Hello. You're asking me?
Shashank Sharma ji, are you able to hear me? Yes, I am asking you.
Can you please repeat your question? I'm not hearing you actually.
Mr. Sharma,
Hello.
I was saying, would you like to respond to what Mahima Singh said?
See, it's very clear. If some mishappening is going on and somehow if government has failed to trap it, that doesn't mean what the government or any central agencies or police or any investigating agency has trapped a case which is very serious, a serious allegation against the chief minister taking 508 crore. So you cannot nullify on this ground some mishappenings has not been taken care of. What you can talk is what is going on in Chhattisgarh, what is going on with the Mahadev Book app, what about the 508 crore rupees, that allegation is directly linked to the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. I think we should discuss this.
How? What proof do you have?
Mahima, go ahead.
I think action is due on this government for brazenly alleging a sitting chief minister without having definite proof, without having substantial proof, which eventually will, if they take this investigation further, as my senior leader Mr. Deo was pointing out earlier, that here we have a prime minister, a home minister speaking, brazenly alleging without any proof. And if they had any proof, they would have moved procedurally against the sitting government. Why are they delaying? Do they not act in the interest of the people of this country? Here's a government that, on a drop of a hat, they initiate proceedings in ED and CBI. That they have not initiated any proceedings till now is proof enough that this is a story flying in the air, which has no ground, no feet to it, and it will fly off just like the BJP will after this election, because the Congress is
Okay.
returning, and it is returning with a huge public mandate. It will be seen very soon, in a month's time.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me get in Lloyd Matthias, who's been patiently listening to all of us fighting this out. Lloyd, good evening. The fact of the matter is that we are seeing these accusations going around, but like Mahima said, that there is no proof yet in terms of, establishing and tracing a money trail in betting app scams. How easy or difficult is it, and how soon can we get to that money trail and the sources of these betting apps, one trail after the other?
Thank you, Shreya. There are three issues at play here. I think the first part is that it's the government's responsibility to protect people from harmful activity. And clearly we agree, or our law states very clearly, that betting as such is not permissible. Right? So whether it's the Mahadev book app, which is fundamentally a betting app, or various other betting apps, I think there's an element of illegality. Of course, a lot of them couch it under the guise of gaming, saying that gaming is really skill-based and betting is really luck-based. So I think that's a matter of concurrent debate. But in a sense, I think the moment it's something that involves betting, I think that's a bit of a red flag. In this case, there are two instances, and that's leading to the banning of 22 apps. I think the two other red flags is when a gaming stroke betting app has a list of franchisees where people can physically go and place their bets. I think that should be a significant red flag. And the last context is where some of the ownership resides outside the country. I think if you look at all the three elements of the process, there is an element of high risk. There is clearly a case for deeper investigation. Now, without going into the merits or the politics of the case, I think what is incumbent upon any government is to protect citizens and protect consumer interest. If people are frittering away money that's eventually getting out of the country, whose means are not really determined, right? There is an extent of possibly illegal money laundering. I'm not sure if it's established. So I think the larger issue is a series of red flags. And I think the government clamping down or clearly banning apps that seem to purport as fronts for money laundering and other such things is warranted. So I think that part is clearly established. I think clearly the timing, etc., are other issues that are clearly outside my domain. But I think protecting consumer interest is something that governments have to
Lloyd,
keep in mind.
aside from the politics of it,
please go ahead.
Aside from the politics, of course, the authorities have done what they had to. But, for users, for consumers of online content and apps, how do we go about differentiating between what could be a scam and what's a genuine app?
I think it's getting increasingly more difficult, Shreya, as we go along. The reality is that a lot of these apps, a lot of these gaming apps use superstars. In this case, there was Ranbir Kapoor earlier, Tiger Shroff, and the series of them. So I think consumer just has to stay alert, right? Seeing superstars, seeing Bollywood majors, seeing cricket stars is no guarantee. I think I basically want us to have our wits about it. But fundamentally, if the app involves in some form of cash dealings that are physical, where you have to go to a center, I think most consumers should exercise restraint and simply avoid it.
Okay, Shashank Sharma, there is of course talk of the fact, and the Congress also is asking of the fact that why has there been no proof given, no evidence given, but the accusation has been leveled against the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. How do you really, how does the government really plan to take this forward, not just because of the politics around it, but also in terms of the safety of consumers when it comes to using apps? Shashankji, are you able to hear me?
Me?
Yes.
Shreya, you are asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you, Shashankji.
Okay. See, protection of consumer is one aspect. let me tell you another thing. Protection of the youth is another aspect. The fake accounts has been opened in banks, and hundreds and thousands of youths, they were involved in this Mahadev app. The promoters of this app are not in Chhattisgarh, they are somewhere in Dubai. But police is taking action against these youths. Their future are being spoiled. So not only the consumers, but I think those innocent youths, just to get some money, they are involved in this kind of Mahadev app.
Okay, Mahima Singh, I asked the same question to the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Deo, as well. The fact that the links have been established from Chhattisgarh, the promoters, the links of this betting app have at least been established in the initial part of it in Chhattisgarh, and then of course we have that linked to Dubai and everything that happened later. But what about that, which was happening in Chhattisgarh? Why was that not stopped by the government?
And I would say, Shreya, that our senior leader very befittingly answered your question. I would not like to override his response. While I remind everybody of major scams, ABG shipyard scam, you would remember Rishi Agrawal. You would remember Sharda scam. You would also remember chit fund scam. And most of all, in the month of March earlier this year, reports came out, Hindenburg report, which shook the whole world, sent chills down the bones. One has been wondering whose 20,000 crores are those that have been invested in those shell companies. Yet there is no answer. Yet there is not a whisper across the government. They remain silent, and willfully so. It's a wrongdoing of this government towards the people of this country. And yet a random individual comes, sitting somewhere in Dubai, recording an amateur video which comes out, and the Prime Minister goes out and does rallies alleging a sitting chief minister without a substantial proof. And I think that in itself is abusing the public space, is abusing the mandate that they have received from the people of this country. And that is why I say that this is an utterly confused and desperate government who will go any length, any breadth to cling to the power, because they know that if they go by fair means, there is no way that the people of this country will re-elect them.
Okay, we'll leave it there. And of course, tomorrow is the big day for all voters of Chhattisgarh. We will see what transpires there. But for now, this political controversy is not going anywhere soon. We'll have to see what really comes out of that. Lloyd Matthias, Shashank Sharma and Mahima Singh, thank you very much to all of you for joining us tonight and sharing your thoughts on the Mahadev betting app case and the controversy surrounding it. With that, we're slipping into a short break on Beyond the Headline. News and updates will continue on Mirror Now. You stay tuned.